Hello and welcome back to part 2 of me completing 0417 paper 3-1 summer 2017. In the previous video I said it would take me ages to load to Moodle. What I meant was YouTube. Okay, so the video for part 1 is now being uploaded to YouTube. Okay, however, if you remember, or if you will see in the previous video, my machine crashed and I wasn't able to show you this part of the question with this particular scenario. So now my machine is back on. I'm going to quickly show you. So these are the 3 files that I had, the images and which ones I edited, and these were the 2 CSS files. And what I want to show are the dimensions, the file name, the file size, and the file types. So all I will do is go to View and Content, and you can see all these items here. And the exam question says I need to take a screenshot of the folder and place this in the evidence document. Make sure that the folder name, image dimensions, all file names, extensions and file sizes are clearly visible. So all I will do is I will go to that folder, okay, and I can see the folder name up here and I can see all the files over here. So all I will do now is I will get the snipping tool, okay, click on new, and I'll simply just take all of that, okay, and copy it, go to my evidence document, evidence 1, Control and V. Okay, that looks a little bit small to me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in to about there using my mouse, okay, and then I'm going to get the print screen tool again. I'm going to do new, and I'm going to print screen just that again, just that area there, okay, to copy it, and then zoom out to about there, delete the old one and paste it in again, and it's a little bit bigger so the examiner can see exactly what you have added. Okay, so next question. It says evaluate in your own words other changes that you could make to this image to make it more suitable for use in a web page. Okay, so question 4. Evaluate in your own words other changes that you could make to this image to make it more suitable for use in the web page. What it means is, how can you make this image size smaller to make it load faster on the web page? Okay, so earlier on when we were looking at paint.net, I said to you when you went to File, Save As, and just for this exercise I'm going to call this 4, but I will delete this afterwards. When I click on Save, it gives me this menu here, and I touched on this earlier, that if I reduce the bit depth, okay, then the file size decreases as well, which will mean that the images will load faster on a web page. It also means that when I have lower file space, it means it takes up less storage. Now, every pixel on your screen is made up of 3 colors, RGB, okay, and each color is made up of 8 bits. So the lower the bit rate of the color depth of the bit depth, okay, so the fewer bits, the lower the file size will be. So the kind of answer you want to give for this is the following. I could reduce the color depth so that it goes down from 16 bits to 8 bits. This will help lower the file size, saving storage space. It will also help load the image faster on the web page. if I save the image as a GIF or a JPG instead of PNG. Okay, that would give you a number of marks because you've said you're going to reduce the color depth from 16 bits to 8 bits. It will help lower the file size and also help load the image faster. Faster on the web page if you save the image as a GIF or a JPEG. And if you saved it as a JPEG with a lower resolution, it would also save. It would also load a bit faster and reduce the file size. Okay, so that is how I would answer it. I think the question says that it must be make it more suitable, and that's it. So that's my evaluation there. Okay, I think that's what you should do as well. That's that question done. I'm going to highlight it, and also typed it in no more than 100 words. I can tell you that my short paragraph there was 52 words. Okay, now moving on. The next question says create a web page called 1731links.htm. So in the same folder, okay, I'm going to create a web page called 1731links. In order to do that, okay, I need to load expression, okay, which is there. Once expression loads, okay, it can take a little bit of time. What I will do is then I will create a web page. I will save the web page as 1731links.htm. I do that by going to File, Save As. Make sure you are in the same folder as you are working in. I am currently not, so I'm just going to go to that folder which is there. Okay, and I'm going to call it 1731. Okay, I just want to check how they've set the file name. So one word. Okay, links. Okay, it's already a HTML file, but I'm just going to add .htm on the end. Okay, and it's always important to add a title because at the top of your web browser, if it says untitled, it looks a little bit unprofessional. Okay, so I'm going to add it now. 1731 links. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to click on Save. Okay, and you can see at the tab here that I have renamed that file. So, I've done that one. It says this web page must work in all browsers and will have a table structure with visible borders and grid line as shown below. Text. Now this next bit is explaining about this table over here. Any text that's shown in bold must be entered onto your page. So that's something I'm going to have to type in. The text in italics or instructions, what you must do. So these areas here that I've just highlighted, anywhere where it says things like this, okay, every area I've highlighted is a task for you to complete. Okay, something that you need to do. Now, this is a very, very different question paper to previous years. So please be aware of this when you're doing your own exam paper in the real exam, okay, that they may have changed the style and instructions may be laid out like this. The text, replace the text in the chevrons, that's these areas here, okay, with answers, an image or candidate details as instructed. So at the bottom here you'll see that we will have to enter our name, center number and candidate number. Over here we're going to have to insert an image that we saved in step 2, and here we're going to have to answer questions from 2 places. Okay, so let's go and make this table first. Okay, so in expression I need to make a table, but first I need to work out how many columns and how many rows I need to put in. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and 1, 2, 3 columns. So I'll go into expression, I'll go into table, insert, okay, and I said I had 4 rows and 3 columns. At this stage, it doesn't specify anything else. So I will simply click on, I need all grid lines, all borders. I'm going to press 1. Okay, I'm going to press OK. Okay. Then I'm going to highlight this table. And because I need all borders, I'm just going to go to the menu up here. I'm going to select all borders to show all borders like that. I'm now going to arrange the cells so they look like this before I type anything in. Okay, so I can see that the top row is merged. So I will highlight the top row like so, right click on my mouse, modify, merge cells. Okay, then I can also see the first column besides the first row is merged. So I leave the first one out, highlight these, right click, modify, merge cells. Then I can see that this bottom row over here from this column onwards, column 2 and column 3 are merged. So again, I'm going to highlight these two here, right click, modify, merge cells. Okay, now it says using hyperlinks. I need to add that text because it's in bold as it instructed me up here. Okay, and I need to set the style in H1. So I'm going to simply type in using hyperlinks up here. Okay, I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go to the style selector here and I'm going to select H1 and it does that for me. Okay, back to the question. It says the function of a hyperlink, and I've got to set that to H3. The function of a hyperlink. Okay, and I'm going to highlight that. Okay, and I'm going to set it to H3, and then I'm going to go back to the question. It says when used with a website, absolute, and okay, I'm just going to copy that out. Oh, let me undo that because it thinks I'm highlighting still. Select text. I'm just going to copy and paste this out. In the exam, you will have to actually type this out. Okay, but I am being a little bit lazy, so I'm going to paste that there. Okay, and that is got to be H. It's got to be H3 as well. So again, I'm going to go here, H3. So it looks like this. I'm just going to copy this for now, so I know that something goes there. So I'm going to go into this box over here. I'm going to right click and paste, like so. Okay, and that has got to be set to style H2. Then in the next box, again, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to copy this out here. In the exam, I recommend that you do this, not copy and paste, because you won't have the exam paper on the computer. But I do recommend you write these in. You can always, you'll have something to edit, and you can always remove them later anyway. So I'm going to put that there. And again, that is going to be set as bulleted list with square bullet points. That I'm not going to do just yet. Okay, then I need to add this bit at the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that, and that goes in this cell here. I'm going to paste. Okay, so website created by, and remove the chevron. Okay, I'm going to call it Mr. ABC. Okay, my center number, again, I'm going to keep it anonymous, QA 000, and then finally my candidate number is 1234. Okay, I'm going to highlight that text, and that has got to be H3 as well. Okay, back to the question. Okay, and just doing that bit correctly there, okay, it gets you 17 marks. That's a lot of marks for doing something which was relatively easy. Okay, so now it says replace the text, enter your answer to question 6 here with a description in your own words of a function of a hyperlink. Set this style to H2. So in this box here we are going to add some text, okay, which explains the function of a hyperlink. So I'm going to enter my answer here. The function of a hyperlink is, say quite simply, to navigate from one page to another. You could also say hyperlinks can be used to open documents or images. They are mainly used in websites for navigation. Okay, and that would be a suitable answer right there. Okay, I'm just going to bring that over here a little bit. I'm just going to adjust the cells so it's a little bit like the exam question does. Okay, again that as well. I'm just going to even it out because the exam questions template looks like this and I want it to look like this as best as I can. Okay, so I've just done that. I've just done this, sorry, which says replace the text with description on the words of what the function of a hyperlink is. Next it says replace the text, enter your answer to question 7 here with a bulleted list in your own words of 3 or more items explaining the terms relative file path and absolute file path. Okay? Relative and absolute file path. Absolute file path is when it's stored in a certain location on your computer. For example, if I go to my folder, this is an absolute path. See, users, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that is known as a absolute path. I have to have all of that path there in order to get to what I want to get to. So what you have to remember is that absolute file paths are on a storage device, okay, and it points to an area on that storage device. If that storage structure, for example this C:, was uploaded to a server, it will not work unless it matches the same structure on the server. Okay, because this is stored on my computer. What's stored on my computer will not work on a server. A relative path will point to a current folder, a current file. So relative links can be uploaded to a server and they will work. Okay, I'm going to show you an example in a minute. Now I forgot to do something over here, and I should have done was I should have placed the image saved in step 2 there. Okay, and it also says add appropriate alternative text. Alternative text is very important because if your image doesn't load, the alternative text will give the user an indication what the image was that isn't showing. So I'm going to add that image now into that area. So I'm going to go to insert, picture, from file, okay, and I'm going to insert I don't think I'm in the right folder here, so let me just go to the right folder. I'm going to insert 1731 SAN 3, click on insert, okay, and the alternative text is 1731 SAN 3, okay. If it was a picture of a dog, you could say picture of dog. Okay, if it was a picture of a school, you could say picture of school, etc., etc. Okay, press OK, and we have that image there. I'm just going to bring this back a little bit like so. Okay, and equally with this, I'm just going to make it a little bit like this. Okay, like that. Now, back to the question about relative path. If I was to go to the code for this particular web page, okay, and I locate the image which is there, you can see that the image is there. It's relative because it doesn't show me the whole path, but the image will still work, okay, without having the whole path. Whereas with absolute, I would need the whole thing, C colon, or in your example, we are used to in our school using the S drive. You need S drive, student files, year 11, my folder, and then your folder, and then the folder is in. But with relative, all you need is the file name and the extension. Okay, so in your answer over here, what you would write is, sorry, the answer goes in here. Okay, so in the answer here, we have to write 3 items, okay, 3 or 4 items explaining the terms relative path and absolute path. So remember what I said, with absolute, it's on a storage area, so for example on a hard drive. Okay, this absolute file path would be on a storage area. Okay, so you would need the whole path for it to work. A relative path would not be on a storage area, okay, and you would only need the file name and the extension for it to locate the file. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm going to write it down in a moment. So in my answer, I'm going to write over here, absolute file path points, oh, I'm not typing. So absolute file path points to a location on a storage device. Okay. You must include the full link in order for it to work. Okay, relative file path points to the folder and it requires you to include the file name and extension in order for it to work. Okay, and I'm going to give you 2 examples here. For example, I'm going to give you our own school example. So S drive. Okay, then you would have, I'm just going to copy a file path from the S drive, for example like this. Okay, I'm going to copy that and I'm going to include it there like so. Okay, so this, e.g., this is an example of a absolute file path, okay, and then this is an example of a relative file path, which is what I'm going to give you now, and it could be 1731 san3.jpg. Okay, so here you're going to say example, e.g., just going to add it to the same line, okay, like so, and there we have it. Those are the differences between the two. Question 8 says, attach the style sheet tab 1731.css to your web page. So I'm going to go to Format, I'm going to go to CSS Styles, okay, and I'm going to go to Attach Style Sheet. Never click on Import, always click on Link. I'm going to click on Browse, okay, and I'm going to make sure I'm in the right folder. I am. Okay, so I'm going to click on Tab there, click on Open, click on OK, and I get something like this. Okay, now at this stage I'm going to stop this video again because I would like to upload this to YouTube, and it's already 25, nearly 26 minutes long now. Okay, and I will continue with the rest of the question in part 3. Thank you for listening.